Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Thanks for being with us here on the special edition of 4 News Now. I'm Jordan Smith. It's been a busy, exciting day of football, and certainly one that Washington State fans are ecstatic about. The Cougs earned their 6th win of the season today, thrashing Hawaii in front of a packed homecoming crowd this afternoon. That 6th win means that WSU is now bowl eligible. Getting to this point has been a priority for the team after missing out on a bowl game last year. But as our Sydney Berger tells us, the Cougs aren't satisfied just yet. She has the story from Pullman.
Coach Jake Diggert said it wasn't talked about the entire week, but he knew it was in the back of his players' minds. A win against Hawaii would make the Cougars bowl eligible, and that's a box they get to check off earlier in the season than usual. Washington State was heading into this game 5-1 on the season. That's already a huge accomplishment, but the Cougs were looking for more. WSU started out slower tonight, but once they got going, they never looked back. Quarterback John Mateer had a short pass to Kyle Williams, who decided to take the long way to get out of trouble, ended up taking that scenic route for the first down. Mateer again, he'll take the snap, looking center to find Carlos Hernandez. Hernandez breaks the tackle and gets to the end zone for his first career touchdown. Hawaii quarterback Braden Shager gets it off to Tylan Hines, and he'll dodge a couple tackles on the way downfield. And on that last impact, the ball is punched out by WSU defense, and the fumble is recovered by Hawaii native Kapena Gushikin. It's a pitch to Chris Hudson. He sweeps through and he finds his way to the goal line, and a little celebration on the way back. Hudson had 90 yards and including that touchdown today. Here's another one of those rushing touchdowns, but it's from John Mateer. We've been missing the use of his legs the last couple of weeks. We got another taste of it in the win against Hawaii. 329 yards and 5 total touchdowns from Mateer. This win checks off one of the many goals the Cougs had this season, and that's becoming bowl eligible again. The Cougs went 7 straight seasons to a bowl game, and last season broke that streak. Coach Jake Diggert says it's good to be back in that spot.
We didn't talk about it 1 ounce coming into this game. The guys are aware of it. But this win did come with a prize. You know, we're really proud. You know, I kind of just gave it up for those seniors. I mean, I think that means a lot to them.
But getting extra time with all these guys is great. We get an extra month to be teammates, and you know, with these seniors, like, it's when that day finally comes and it's over, it's very sad, right? So we get more time with them, and I'm just blessed for that. And it's cool. Like, it's a cool experience being bowl eligible, and we'll see where we land. It'll be fun.
Reporting in Pullman, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
All right, Sydney, thank you for that. And be sure to stick around for more local sports updates. We've got those slated later on in this special edition. And we do know that those dedicated football fans, they would have been in the stands, rain or shine, for the Cougs, especially for homecoming. But they did luck out today because as the season is going to progress, staying dry is not a guarantee. We'll turn things over to meteorologist Matt Gray for a look at some of the showers coming our way this week.
You know, you would say that as an Idaho alum, wouldn't you?
Right.
Everybody's always dry in the Kibbe Dome.
Sunny and 70 in
But
the
hey,
dome.
Eastern homecoming was today as well. I want to make sure we don't forget about our Eastern alums. Boy, it ended up being a beautiful day. We woke up to some sunshine. It stuck around for a good portion of the day. The clouds have rolled back in this evening, but they are not bringing rain. Look what's happening, though, on the other side of Washington State. It has been a torrential downpour in northwestern Washington and even into the interior of BC. Take a look at this. You can see some of these areas with the red and pink coloring here for our rainfall map. And that's more than 6 inches of rainfall here in the past 48 hours. Most of that coming since about this time yesterday. If we zoom in here to the North Cascades, you know, we saw a couple of sprinkles and some light showers around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene last night, but for the most part, the mountains have been keeping us dry. But already, as you can see, some of the mountains above places like Stehekin and around Stevens Pass, we're getting up to about 3 inches worth or more of rain there in the North Cascades. But we are waiting for more of that moisture to get across the mountains and bring us some much needed rain. That is going to happen, but it is going to take a little while. The main stream of the moisture is going to be well to the north for the good portion of Sunday. And so we'll actually dry out in the Cascades a little before we get into the evening. And by Sunday evening, a cold front is coming in, and it's going to push all that wet weather across the Cascades and eventually into the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area on Sunday night. I'll show you how long that rain is going to be sticking around as we end the weekend and kick off your work week. Coming up.
All right, Matt, thank you. And take a look at this. Some families were out enjoying the fall weather this morning. Despite that winds, it was the Fall Leaf Festival at the Finch Arboretum, and it was a great turnout, an annual event to play in the leaves, celebrate some trees, and explore the Arboretum. Local vendors were there too, and there was some kettle corn, coffee, hot cocoa for everyone to enjoy. This event was presented by the City of Spokane Parks and Rec Department, as well as the Spokane County Master Composters. Almost 100 volunteers came together today for this morning for a tree planting celebration out in Spokane Valley. This project is a part of the Cool Canopy initiative, which hopes to bring more than 700 trees across the Appleway Trail. Our Alexandra Cohen-Yartz was at this morning's event. She shares some of the challenges they faced leading up to it.
The Spokane Conservation District tells me that around 2 weeks ago, 18 oak trees like this one were vandalized here in Spokane Valley. Despite these challenges, though, today people came together to plant 75 new trees.
It's fun. You're doing service, but actually you're having fun.
Corinna Hernandez and her family try to help with the Lands Council's tree planting initiatives at least 4 times a year. To them, this is more than just a way to give back. It gives them family time.
That service is really important. It just teach kids, it mold them to be a better person and value what the earth gives.
The event is part of the Cool Canopy program, an initiative introduced by the Spokane Conservation District with the hope of addressing environmental justice and promoting healthier communities.
The urban trees provide a lot of benefits to our community. They help to keep the air clean and the water clean. They help to visually improve this area and make it look beautiful so we feel more relaxed.
For Justice Brandt, restoration coordinator at the Lands Council, hearing of the vandalized trees was saddening, especially considering the work that had been put into them. But seeing the resilience in the community today was gratifying.
It just brings me a lot of joy to see people of all ages and backgrounds get together for one really, really good cause to improve our urban forest and plant trees.
For families like Corinna's, the planting celebration gave her a chance to teach her kids one of the things she values most, giving back.
So I think it's just important to be less selfish. It's helpful to be less selfish and less self-centered and be more compassionate and giving.
You can find more information on how to get involved with future Land Council's volunteering opportunities on our website at kxly.com. Reporting from Spokane Valley, Alexandra Cohen-Yartz, 4 News Now.
A great story of the community coming together there. Well, when we come back from the break, democracy has never been so delicious. We'll show you how one bakery in Pennsylvania is getting into the election season, and one ski shop in Spokane celebrated the grand opening of their new location. What prompted this expansion? Still ahead.
Plus, we'll have the remainder of your forecast as we look to plan the rest of your weekend. You know, we were in the 20s just a couple of nights ago. Now, much warmer air has moved in, only down into the upper 40s overnight tonight. We'll show you how long that warmth will last, and you might not believe how warm it'll be tomorrow afternoon. I'll show you coming up.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY Plus.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Are you a pour-over purist? At Numerica, you'll find money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
Too many politicians are too busy fighting each other. But I just want to get things done to make people's lives better. I'm Maria Cantwell. I led a bipartisan initiative to bring computer chip manufacturing and other supply chains back to America, generating billions in private sector investment to make the chips that run our cars, our appliances, and even our farm equipment, creating jobs, boosting our competitiveness, and lowering costs. It's beginning to work. That's why I approve this message.
So, boss man, what are we doing today?
Oh, just annual maintenance.
Annual maintenance?
Yeah, the yearly tune-up to keep the heating and cooling stuff running. Wait, you do get tune-ups on your HVAC equipment, right?
Totally unrelated, but can you come by my house after this and maybe check out my system?
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances. Visit neurostimtms.com or call to schedule your free consultation now.
Bounced from one doctor to the next. Did they even send my lab work? Wait, was I supposed to bring that? Then there's the forms, the bills, the NADA bills, the... Press forward and repeat these options.
Healthcare can get a whole lot easier when your medical records, care, and coverage are in one place. At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together for all that is you.
Okay, so here we have the Trump cookies, and then over here we have the Harris cookies, and then just to sort of keep it fun and light and loose, we have a third party this year, which is just the Punchkis.
One Pennsylvania bakery is bringing back a tasty tradition for the 2024 election. The Oakmont Bakery near Pittsburgh is selling cookies with the faces of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris on them. They've already sold thousands of each candidate. That's pretty fun there. Early voting is already underway in several states and begins today in Michigan. Both Vice President Harris and former President Trump traveled to Michigan on Friday, where polls show that they are separated by less than a point. Voters can also cast early votes starting today in Nevada, where former President Barack Obama will campaign for Kamala Harris this evening. Here's ABC's Perry Rousseau with the latest of the 2024 race for the White House.
Vice President Kamala Harris in Detroit trying to get out the vote early.
Hey, Detroit!
Early voting starting today in Detroit, statewide next week. Several states already seeing long lines.
Georgia started early voting and they broke historic records in early voting. North Carolina started early voting, broke historic records in North Carolina. Now, who is the capital of producing records? Break some records here in Detroit today.
The singer and Detroit native Lizzo giving Harris some backup support today.
You know, they say if Kamala wins, then the whole country will be like Detroit. Proud like Detroit. Resilient like Detroit. We're talking about the same Detroit that innovated the auto industry and the music industry. So put some respect on Detroit's name.
Lizzo referring to former President Trump's comment last week, mocking Detroit.
Our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president.
Yesterday, Trump back in Detroit doing damage control.
And a very, very special, we love this place. We love Detroit. We win Michigan, we win the whole ball game.
Both Trump and Harris now moving on to other battleground states. Trump in must-win Pennsylvania. Harris in crucial swing state Georgia, joined by the singer Usher. And next week, with a new Republican ally.
I will be headed to Pennsylvania, to Michigan and Wisconsin to spend some time with a great American leader, Liz Cheney, and talk with folks about why it's important for us to put country before party.
Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
And voters in Idaho will decide on an amendment to the state's constitution that would add line prohibiting non-citizens from voting. The opponents of the bill say it's unnecessary because it's already illegal to vote in any state or federal election as a non-citizen. But Republican Representative Elaine Price says that this resolution is meant to clarify the laws that are already in place.
There has been legislation tried in the past to give non-citizens driver's licenses, so that is concerning.
The ACLU of Idaho wrote a statement opposing to the resolution, saying it could cost taxpayers $200,000 if it passes. Stick around. More news with 4 News Now is coming up after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Are you a daredevil who drives on empty to see if you can make it? At Numerica, you'll find money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
You're ready for a solution to tooth loss, but dentures disappoint and expensive implants aren't for you. A breakthrough option is here. Clear Choice, the #1 provider of fixed full-arch dental implants in the USA, now provides implant dentures that combine the durability and security of implants with the affordability of dentures in an easy, convenient process. Confidently eat the foods you love. A permanent, more secure answer to tooth loss is within reach. Implant dentures, now from Clear Choice. Call or go online to make your appointment today.
35 years ago, I started going to Planned Parenthood. They help Washington women with pregnancy care, birth control, even cancer screening. But Dave Reichert tried to jeopardize that care. Reichert has voted repeatedly to defund Planned Parenthood. It's part of Reichert's years-long record, trying to ban abortion nationwide, including here in Washington. No politician should ever tell me that I don't have a right to make a decision regarding my body. Dave Reichert is wrong for governor.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Many great careers don't need a 4-year degree. They start out here. Bob Ferguson has a detailed plan to expand apprenticeships and on-the-job training like I had to give more Washingtonians the skills they need to succeed. And Bob will eliminate 4-year degree requirements for most state jobs, opening doors to more good-paying careers. I would support Bob Ferguson, even if he wasn't my kid brother, but it helps he listens to old machinists like me.
Bob Ferguson for governor. 4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Welcome back. We're in the thick of spooky season. If you want to see some of the scariest spots in Spokane, the City Library has got you covered. It created the Browns Edition walking tour, where they will take you to discover the hidden history and buried secrets of the area. The links are in. The links for that are in the story on KXLY.com. Matt, are you much of a spooky season kind of a guy?
I like carving pumpkins. That's about it. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
At home,
That's
we had this thing. We wanted to see if we could watch a scary movie every day of October, and we made it one day, and that was it for us. So we couldn't really commit to that. So
yeah, Scooby-Doo's about the scariest thing that I've ever watched, ever really wanted to watch. So yeah, there's your throwback for the day.
Yeah, what are we looking at for Halloween? A couple of it's what, week and a half, 2 weeks away here?
Yeah, just about. Just about. So a little early. Jordan, a little early.
Sorry, jumped the gun there.
Yeah, let's take this 1 week at a time here. But definitely lots of ups and downs here coming in the week ahead, and that starts tomorrow. It's going to be breezy. It's going to be warm. It's not going to feel like October. It's going to feel like September by tomorrow afternoon. If you got outside at all today, and why not? It was beautiful. You already noticed how much warmer it was. We were about 10 degrees warmer today than we were the couple days prior. Then we get into a rainy night, more showers on Monday, and the cool air comes back for most of the upcoming work week. That's right. We're going to the 70s. It's going to be nice. Sunshine, partly cloudy conditions for the first part of the day. I expect the cloud cover to become more prominent as we enter the back end of the day, and also our chances for rain are going to go up as well, but a lot of us are going to end up staying dry until very late in the overnight. We'll also see some pretty breezy conditions as well. More on that in a second, but hey, you got to appreciate these days of the 70s right now, because you never know. This could be the last one we see for many, many, many weeks to come. By the way, LC Valley back up into the 80s for at least one day. We'll see some upper 60s in Sandpoint and Bonners Ferry for your highs. Did mention it is going to be progressively windier throughout the day as the cold front that's going to bring us to wet weather moves on in. And so we'll see gusts during the evening, especially in the late evening, of about 30 miles an hour. So if Monday is your trash day, Yeah, just want to make sure that you've got those trash cans nice and secured there, as the winds will pick up briefly overnight. Let's talk about the forecast radar and the timing of this rain. It's going to be fairly late in the day. So after about 6 o'clock for many areas, we're going to start to see some moisture begin to condense out over the Palouse. And then the main body of the front is going to be from Moses Lake into the Colville area, somewhere across central Washington around 8, 9 o'clock. By the time we get to midnight, I expect that rain will have moved into Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And then through the overnight, we are going to see that wet weather largely from the metro south across the Palouse region and then down into the Blues and north central Idaho. And so this is where we're going to be picking up that beneficial rainfall as we go through the night and into Monday morning. This is the end of the morning drive. Things are drying out in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but still pretty wet across many parts of North Idaho for the start of your Monday. So here's how those rain chances break down for tomorrow. Some sprinkles possible by late afternoon, but most of the action is going to be well late into the night, which, hey, is great news if you got some plans for tomorrow. So things looking good there. Monday, as we mentioned, it's going to be that first part of the day where things are going to still be a little soggy. By the afternoon, just a couple spotty showers hanging around. So 70% early, then dropping down to about 20-30%. Middle of the week, temperatures similar to what we saw last week. Sunshine, 50s and 30s, looking pretty good. Our next round of rain looks like it's going to be on the way for next weekend. So already we got to keep an eye on next Saturday's forecast.
All right, Matt, finally getting some rain though. That's good news. Well, with some cooler temperatures in the near future here, the Northern Lakes Fire District is urging residents to clean and inspect their chimneys before using fireplaces or wooden stoves. This simple step helps prevent chimney fires and ensures safe home heating during these colder months. Today they held an open house which encouraged the public to practice preparedness and prevention. As a part of the Fire Prevention Month, the Fire District recommended the public to check smoke alarms regularly, change smoke alarm batteries as needed, and replace smoke alarms every 10 years for optimal performance, and make sure to maintain at least 3 feet of clearance around portable heaters. Those heaters should be plugged directly into an outlet. Again, never plug those into an extension cord or a power strip. Around the nation, in the Bay Area of California tonight, hundreds have already had to evacuate because of a brush fire, which started yesterday afternoon. Crews say flames are moving fast due to the wind in the area. The fire has stretched over 13 acres, damaging 2 homes so far. Evacuees say the speed of the fire took them by surprise.
It happened so fast. You never prepared for this. You say you prepared, you do the evacuation, and you say certain things you're going to take out, but all that goes out the window when something happens, because the only thing you're thinking of getting out fast because the fire was going so fast.
The fire has been contained 50%, with hundreds still under evacuation. Hurricane Milton brought heavy rainfall up to a foot in the Tampa area, triggered at least 36 tornadoes, and claimed at least 23 lives. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on those pitching in to help those communities rebuild.
This morning, communities in Florida are determined to build back better than ever after the devastation left behind by Hurricanes Helene and Milton.
It was terrifying. We haven't experienced anything quite as much as this level of weather.
Michael Capone and volunteers from the Global Empowerment Mission providing truckloads of support through their Florida Strong initiative.
If you were to drive a car along the coastal highways for probably 300 miles through Florida, almost every single house got water this high in there. That means everything inside is ruined. And not everybody has insurance. And this is why we have to do things like this.
The nonprofit, alongside members of the River Church in Tampa, stepping up in a huge way, delivering essential goods by the truckloads to Tampa Bay, one of the areas hardest hit by the deadly storms. Supplying 26 18-wheelers of emergency aid, with even more on the way. Offering critical supplies like drywall, doors, and mattresses.
It's like a fight or flight type of situation, you know what I mean? You can't go nowhere at that point, so that's all you have is the people around you.
Volunteers coming together with one common goal, to restore much-needed sunshine, well, to the Sunshine State.
Awesome.
Tropical storm Nadine has formed east of Belize and is threatening heavy rain for the country and eastern Mexico. The storm has maximum sustained winds of 40 miles an hour and is moving west at 8 miles per hour. Nadine may strengthen slightly before making landfall along the coast of Belize later today, but the storm is expected to dissipate rapidly once it moves inland. Nadine will bring torrential rainfall that could leave flooding and mudslides. Up to 8 inches of rain, again, expected to fall across parts of Belize, Guatemala, and Mexico. Coming up here after the break, the Seattle police officer who acts calm under pressure, how he saved one man's life. That story coming up here. And a deal is finally in the works between Boeing and its workers. The tentative agreement coming up here after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
If you want carpet that feels this good, see the selection at Carpet Barn. For a limited time, get free installation with in-stock carpet paired with an exclusive cushion. Carpet Barn stocks hundreds of choices of the latest carpets. Get free professional installation at Carpet Barn. Visit Carpet Barn today and let our expert team bring your vision to life at unbeatable prices. This sale won't last long. Get free installation on luxurious carpet at Carpet Barn.
Our kitchen used to look like this. So I went to the Par Design Center, where they helped me choose my cabinets, countertops, and hardware, and we loved the results.
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
I grew up in Eastern Washington, and it's where my parents have retired, and it's where my wife and I are raising our family. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and in Congress, I'll work for your family by protecting Social Security and Medicare, ensuring veterans get the benefits they've earned, fighting the inflation that hurts so many seniors, single moms, and young people. And I'll work hard to make our neighborhoods safe by securing the southern border and stopping the fentanyl pouring into the country. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
At Numerica, we've got money answers for people with batrachophobia. Honestly, same. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
Stay ahead of your moderate to severe eczema and show off clearer skin and less itch with Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists that helps heal your skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Conjure up a frightfully good ride this October in the Truck or Treat giveaway. Win big October 24th with a new Ford F-250 Lariat. Experience the captivating resort expansion and elevate your game at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino.
4 News Now is brought to you by Portable Cedar Cabins.
Wow, take a look at this dramatic moment. A man is pulled to safety by a Seattle police officer just inches away from being hit from an oncoming train. Officer Shannon Brown and his partner had been trying to talk this man off the ledge of an active train track before they had to leap into action. The 57-year-old man they rescued is alive and is going to be okay. Wow, really grateful for them to step in there. Now to another harrowing rescue tonight, this time at sea. An off-duty lifeguard saved a stranded teenager who had been fighting the Pacific Ocean currents for 12 hours off the southern coast of Oahu. ABC's Gio Benitez reports.
Overnight, newly released Coast Guard video showing the harrowing rescue of a 17-year-old lost at sea after spending nearly 12 hours clinging to his kayak off the coast of Oahu.
As I started drifting away, it just got darker and darker, and I kind of just, I freaked out for maybe a couple of minutes.
Kahiao Kawai was separated from his high school paddling team after his kayak capsized late Wednesday afternoon.
I knew I had to go to my boat because it was more stable. I knew it would probably keep me safer.
I got an alert for a water rescue in the town area.
Local lifeguard and family friend Nolan Kiaulana hearing the news.
I was just kind of being hopeful and just letting the rescuers do the work.
Keaulana springing into action, borrowing a boat and getting on the water to look for Kahiao, spending the next several hours searching for the teen when suddenly
I see them drop this orange flare into the water.
It was a Coast Guard plane.
The plane's able to track me. This kayak popped up in my view.
That Coast Guard crew spotting Kahiao from the air, directing Keaulana toward him, finally rescuing the teen.
That was like priceless. So it was an incredible feeling making the call to the parents. It was really emotional saying that he's alive and on my boat.
And this morning, his family grateful for their son's safe return.
My uncle Nolan, he's a great waterman, and he really knows how the ocean works, and I think that's what saved me.
Just an incredible story there. Well, on the mainland, a tentative deal has been reached to end the weeks-long strike at Boeing. Today, the International Association of Machinists announced that the tentative deal is to its 33,000 striking members, According to the union, the offer includes an increase in wages, a signing bonus, and a retirement savings. The deal still needs to be ratified by a majority of its rank-and-file members before workers can return to work. A vote has been scheduled for Wednesday. Boeing has not responded to a request for comment. The Spokane Transit Authority is moving into the final few months before it hopes to start its highly anticipated Connect 2035. This 10-year strategic plan hopes to improve transit access, collaborate with community partners, and address Spokane's growing needs. STA says since 2021, its ridership has nearly doubled and expects to exceed 10 million riders by the end of this year. This project hopes to enhance the public transit options for our community as more people become reliant on STA.
And so having the ability to get around the region without a car, either because maybe you can't afford a car, you don't want to drive the car, or you can't, again, find a place to park it. All those reasons mean that transit's going to be even more important to the growth of our community.
Although STA is starting to plan the project next year, some of its funding is at risk due to Initiative 2117, which would repeal the Climate Commitment Act that currently funds grants for it. The final plan will be presented in a board meeting on November 6th. Cheney Spokane Road is finally open again. Some great news for drivers. Those living and working in Lake Tahoe Valley have had to navigate long detours and slow business since the construction began back in May. One restaurant owner shared how hard it was to keep her restaurants afloat while the roads were closed to those living in the Eagle Ridge neighborhood, which is a huge part of her customer base.
Over 80% of all of our business comes from that area and those residents, so it was very challenging.
Susan Shelby says that she's very grateful for all the dedicated customers who braved the long detours for the past 5 months. Her restaurants are preparing for an influx of customers in the coming days to celebrate the road reopening. All right, coming up here after the break, we'll go for a ride on the Air 4 drone. We'll show you the stunning views from one community in Pend Oreille who thinks solid ground is overrated. More on these floating homes when we return.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I'm a real wild one.
Life is wild. There's work to be done. Adventure around every corner. And a truck that handles it all. The new 2024 Ford F-150 Wild Edition. It's rugged, loaded with tech, and built to go wild. Get a wild deal on an F-150 today. Lease a 2024 F-150 SDX 4x4 for just $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
At Numerica, you'll find money answers for loud sneezers. Gesundheit. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
The doctor will see you now. But do they really? Do they see that crick in your neck? That ache in your heart? Will they see that funny little thing that wasn't there last year? The new bounce in your step? The way your retinal scan connects to your blood sugar? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like hazy or blurred vision, so it's hard to see fine details. Colors that appear dull or washed out. Or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to gawon'twait.com.
Papa Murphy's everyday value lineup means big savings on big flavors, like our new shredded pepperoni, crumbled sausage, or classic cheese pizzas, all for the small price of $7.99 each. Order now at papamurphys.com.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Welcome back to the special edition of 4 News Now. A longtime Spokane ski shop celebrated a new location with a grand opening today. The Alpine House has been a staple on the South Hill since the 60s, but it's now expanded into Northwest Spokane. The new shop is in an old bank building near Northwest Boulevard and TJ Meanock Drive. While being a staple on the South Hill, customers often complained about having to drive so far just to get their skis waxed or to buy a new snowboard. Owner Rachel Harding says COVID gave the shop the push it needed to finally expand.
It was one of the only sports that we could do. Your skis kind of enable you to be naturally 6 feet apart, and we just saw an absolute explosion in the market and for the interest of people skiing.
And Harding says the market has not stopped booming. Well, you can't expect any snow this week in our forecast, but it will be colder than what we have normally, right, Matt? I mean, let's talk about, we got some warm temperatures, but, you know, it's fall. We're starting to see a dip.
We're starting to see the dip. We saw that for most of this week, and then we are whiplashing back up, and we're going to go back down soon enough. So everybody enjoy these temperatures that we have tomorrow. Could be the last one for many, many, many weeks to come. Your highs, 72 in Coeur d'Alene, 73 in downtown Spokane, middle 70s across many other parts of the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene metro area. So look, I mean, seriously, our average highs are in the 50s usually at this point in the year. So, and we're headed right back to that basically after tomorrow. So why are we going to be so warm? You definitely noticed the warmth today, and well, up into the 70s is going to pop that up even more. So an air mass of tropical origins moving over the inland northwest. For now, it has largely brought us clouds, and we saw 1 or 2 sprinkles last night, but certainly enough tonight to act like a little bit of a blanket to keep us nice and toasty by comparison. No 20s here. Instead, temperatures right now in the 50s and 60s, and we're only going to drop tonight into the middle and upper 40s for many areas, with a few upper 30s as you work your way further north. So it is going to be a very mild night. That's going to set us up for a warm day. And then everything comes crashing back down for the start of the work week. And that comes with a chance for some more rain. We'll show you how the rain timing will play out coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, one community on the shores of Lake Pend Oreille has become known for its homes on the water. The community has been a staple of Bayview for more than a century. In this week's Air 4 Adventure, we see what makes living in a floating home so special.
Welcome to Bayview, Idaho. It's amazing. You get to wake up to the sunrise and go to sleep with the sunset. It's gorgeous. Fall is my favorite. I do love it when the season starts to change. Leaves are beautiful, the crisp air. I mean, summer's beautiful too, but yeah, I love fall's my favorite. It's a floating bar and grill on Lake Pend Oreille right next to the boat launch. It caught my eye years ago, and we have a float home nearby that we live on, and so it's a beautiful place to be for sure. We're lucky every day to work here and live here. It's definitely stable. Everyone asks that. They say, you know, do you rock? You know, no, it's stable. I guess it depends on where you're at, you know, but It's just like a home on the lake. Yeah, you don't move around that much unless a boat comes zooming by, but they shouldn't be. But the lake drops, as you can see, and so the kokanee spawn and the eagles. It's so cool. We sit on our deck and just watch the eagles swoop down and eat their meal. It's gorgeous. Yeah, a lot of people come down here to eagle watch, and we can just sit on our patio and watch it ourselves. It's great. Close-knit, community. Everybody knows each other, and how's it going, John? Did you get your boat fixed? I love that small feel. It's just different and beautiful, and just a little piece of heaven.
Well, a woman who lives at the Ridpath Club Apartments in downtown Spokane messaged us earlier this week saying that she and her neighbors are threatened and exposed to open drug use on the street every day. So we went down to the area for ourselves, and we met with Rona. And she says that people on the street vandalize the building and steal from them. The daycare nearby says that they see open drug use as well as on the street, and have even frosted their windows so the kids can't see what's going on outside.
And we have to be even more vigilant than anywhere else in town would have to be in the same situation. And they see things they shouldn't see. They see people having sex against the window. I'm constantly chasing away people, and now that it's screened, it's better, but you can still see shadows. And so, we're constantly chasing people away.
Employees at the Satellite Diner down the street are exposed to the same issues, but the owner is hopeful that the city's new core pilot program will help make downtown a safer place. The owner of Casa Tap House in Spokane is frustrated with the vandalism that's targeted her restaurant. On your screen, here's a look at the damage employees discovered Wednesday morning. Owner Julie Norris says that the hole was caused by a large rock. She worries that vandalism like this will make tourists feel unsafe when visiting Spokane.
It's riverfront parkland. This is Spokane. This is tourism area. We need to make sure that when people come to this city, that we're proud of what they see, so they'll come back.
Norris says Casa is entering its second year on the corner of Howard and Mallon, and she says she's had to call the police 3 times a week and is worried that crime is getting worse in the area. Well, we're checking back in with some other college football programs in the area. After an uncharacteristic first half, the Vandals surged past Cal Poly. They win 34-29. The Vandals trailed 14-6 heading into halftime. Jack Wagner helped lead the Vandals to the win. He threw for 347 yards, along with 3 touchdowns. Now Idaho looks ahead to their next matchup against Eastern Washington. That rivalry slated for 6 p.m. at the Dome next week. And speaking of the Eagles, they fell short in a shootout on the Inferno against a red-hot UC Davis team. The Aggies outlasted Eastern 48-38. The offense has not been the problem for the Eagles this season. The defense has given up a minimum of 27 points in every game this season. They've given up 42 points or more in 4 games this season. So it should make for a pretty interesting showdown in Moscow next Saturday. Well, the kids in Spokane will have more opportunities now for some places to play sports. Hub Sports Center held its opening ceremony this morning for their new multi-purpose synthetic turf fields. Those fields are located on the east side of the Sports Center campus and are phase 2 for the fields for our future project. The fields are lined for soccer, lacrosse, and football, and the hope is for this initiative to expand Hub Sports Center's capacity to serve youth and families in our area. That's pretty cool. 4 News Now will be right back. Matt's coming back with weather.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Patients who have sensitive teeth but also want whiter teeth, they have to make a choice, one versus the other. New Sensodyne Clinical White that provides 2 shades whiter teeth as well as providing 24/7 sensitivity protection. Patients are going to love to see Sensodyne on the shelf.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen again.
Voltaren for long-lasting arthritis pain relief.
Too many politicians are too busy fighting each other. But I just want to get things done to make people's lives better. I'm Maria Cantwell. I led a bipartisan initiative to bring computer chip manufacturing and other supply chains back to America, generating billions in private sector investment to make the chips that run our cars, our appliances, and even our farm equipment, creating jobs, boosting our competitiveness, and lowering costs. It's beginning to work. That's why I approve this message.
Greetings, Bill Nye here. Reading this is easy, right? Your brain is actually doing something called orthographic processing, recognizing letters and words. It's science. But take a look at Initiative 2117. It's written to confuse you. The mega millionaires behind it don't want you to know it will mean more air pollution, threaten clean water, and put our health at risk. You don't have to be a science guy to know that 2117 is a bad deal for Washington.
Dupixent helps people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. And when you can breathe better, what isn't better? This is better. This is better. That's better. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It works with your asthma medicine to help improve lung function. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's proven to help prevent asthma attacks. And doesn't that make things better? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Tell your doctor right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change your stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. When you can get more out of your lungs, you can do more with less asthma. And isn't that better? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma, and now approved as an add-on treatment for adults with inadequately controlled COPD with a specific marker of inflammation.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Spokane, the most amazing care anywhere.
All right, thanks for staying up with 4 News Now here on this Saturday. Those football games just seem to be getting longer and longer, and our wait for substantial wet weather has taken a long time as well. Look what is happening over on the other side of Washington State and up in our friends in BC. Oh my goodness, over the last 48 hours, 7 inches of rain in the Olympic Peninsula, almost 10 inches in some of the mountains above Vancouver and the Fraser River, and we're getting up close to 4 inches in some spots of rain on the rainward side of the North Cascades. Meanwhile, rain shadow over the Seattle metro and big rain shadow over eastern Washington and North Idaho. Just a couple of sprinkles that managed to make their way across the mountains last night. And that is going to be, well, what we continue to see here for a little while. It's really not until the whole much bigger storm system, bigger than this map, starts to push its way to the east that we'll get some of that moisture across the mountains, and we'll start to see things get a little bit more active around here. At first, things actually dry out on the west side, but then here comes a cold front. You can see that kind of north-south movement here now, or north-south axis tilt here from that stream of moisture as it crosses the mountains here. This is about 4:30 in the afternoon, so you know what? That's going to lead to a pretty good day here around the inland northwest. As we head into the evening and then through the late hours of the night, the rain shows up, likely to skip over many of our central Washington cities, but from the Tri-Cities to Spokane, across the Palouse and into central and north central Idaho, we're going to see that rain begin to stack up here as we go through the night and into the early hours of the morning. This is about 6 a.m. Around the Palouse and the LC Valley, expect a wet start to the day. We'll see some spotty showers in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene metro and around the Tri-Cities. Sunday night into Monday, rainfall totals, well, up to ½ an inch in many areas, 1/4 inch to ½ an inch across much of North Idaho. Spokane, you'll see less, about 1/10, but you know what? We'll take it, especially considering what we're going to see as you head further to the west. And so, as I said before, this means that things are going to be very nice throughout your Sunday, and as we've explained before here this evening, going to be quite warm as well. Remember, our average high is in the mid-50s. We're going to be well above that already at 11 a.m. Now, as we get into the afternoon, those temperatures in the low 70s, we're going to be keeping an eye out here for a couple of showers, perhaps out ahead of that main cold front that's going to come late in the night. And so slowly but surely, keep making those rain chances go up here. By the way, going to be a little gusty as well, so the winds will be a little noticeable for the afternoon. Otherwise, enjoy these temperatures. You don't know when you might see them again, considering we're in now late October with Halloween and daylight saving ending right around the corner. Want to remind you of that. That's 2 weeks away. 55 For Tuesday, Wednesday, right about average, warming up, but also more rain as we head into next weekend.
All right, Matt. Hey, Mickey, Minnie, and your favorite Disney princesses are lacing up the skates for Disney on Ice. Magic in the Stars is at Spokane Arena this weekend. You can see your favorite Disney movies come to life like never before on the ice. The family-friendly show has all of your favorite songs and characters with special effects and very talented skaters.
We have over 55 characters and over 12 storylines, so there will be something for everybody to enjoy. We have Cars, we have Moana, we have all the princesses that you could want, we have Encanto, so I think there's something that everybody can enjoy.
That's pretty cool. Tickets start at $25. To find more information on this story, visit it on our website, kxly.com. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I spent my career in law enforcement, the last years as police chief. When it comes to keeping Washington safe, I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob's top priority is public safety. His plan to hire more police officers is exactly what we need.
He'll create a statewide response unit to tackle the fentanyl crisis.
And he'll put the $1 billion he won from drug companies into treatment.
To help us protect Washington,
I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob Ferguson for governor.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salon-Pause. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salon-Pause. It's good medicine.
Allie S. asks, how many devices can my Wi-Fi handle?
That's an easy one, Allie. The average home has more devices than ever.
But our gateways are engineered to handle hundreds.
So not only will they work today,
they'll also work tomorrow.
That's our new intern.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Power all your devices with fast, reliable Xfinity Internet for just $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction. Some bath remodels just cover up water damage. Fact. Bathfitter inspects and cleans your current tub area, and we make any necessary repairs before installing our product for a watertight fit. Bathfitter installations are built to last, with a lifetime warranty to fit your expectations. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
I grew up in Eastern Washington, and it's where my parents have retired, and it's where my wife and I are raising our family. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and in Congress, I'll work for your family by protecting Social Security and Medicare, ensuring veterans get the benefits they've earned, fighting the inflation that hurts so many seniors, single moms, and young people. And I'll work hard to make our neighborhoods safe by securing the southern border and stopping the fentanyl pouring into the country. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
4 News Now is brought to you by Kerner Furniture.
Thanks for being with us here tonight. New data shows that young adults seem to be taking a longer time to find jobs in the United States. That's according to the Labor Department. Employed Americans between 20 and 24 years old declined the most of any age group last month compared to 2023. Unemployment remains historically low, and there are still more job openings than before the COVID-19 pandemic. However, economists say the reason younger adults are having trouble is because of the Great Stay. That's when companies are very slow to hire and very slow to fire. Older Americans reported losing nearly $2 billion to fraud last year. This includes adults aged 60 and older, according to the Federal Trade Commission. Bank transfers and cryptocurrency like Bitcoin ATM machines were the most common methods of payment used in the scams. The actual amount older adults lost to fraud is likely higher than $2 billion because the majority of frauds are never reported. It's the end of an era for dedicated Kmart shoppers. The last full-size Kmart in the mainland U.S. will be closing its doors for good tomorrow. That store located in Bridgehampton, New York. Once that closes, all that will be left is a smaller Kmart with limited items in Miami. The chain, known for its blue light specials, started in the late 19th century and later claimed the discount segment of the market. But in 2002, it filed for bankruptcy protection, becoming the largest U.S. retailer to do so at the time. One last look at weather when we come back. Stay with us.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Start living your life to the fullest by living simply in a tiny home from Portable Cedar Cabins. Less is truly more with all the amenities and comforts of a traditional home with a much smaller footprint. Each home is custom built and ready for you to move in and start enjoying the little things in life, including financial freedom. Homes from Portable Cedar Cabins are about half the price of the competition and about a quarter of the cost of a traditional home. Contact Portable Cedar Cabins today. Your worry-free tiny home is waiting for you, just north of Spirit Lake, Idaho on Highway 41.
I had surgery as a child that I barely remember. But decades later, the insurance company called that a pre-existing condition and denied me long-term care insurance. Washington State created a long-term care benefit to help millions of people like me afford the care we need. But I-2124 will take that benefit away, leaving millions with no way to get or afford long-term care. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. That's why we all have to vote no on I-2124.
Every year, the crowds go crazy for the Cal Triple Play of the Day, where you can get tricked-out cool trucks or sporty SUVs just in time for winter. And this week, you can delay all payments until next year. Get a minimum $2,000 trade-in value for your old ride, plus get a 2-year service maintenance program with every vehicle sold, which is a triple play opportunity. This week at both Cal locations.
Many great careers don't need a 4-year degree. They start out here. Bob Ferguson has a detailed plan to expand apprenticeships and on-the-job training like I had to get more Washingtonians the skills they need to succeed. And Bob will eliminate 4-year degree requirements for most state jobs, opening doors to more good-paying careers. I would support Bob Ferguson, even if he wasn't my kid brother, but it helps he listens to old machinists like me.
Bob Ferguson for governor.
It's time to turn ordinary into extraordinary at Northwest Granite and Cabinets. At Northwest Granite and Cabinets, we can make every room in your home beautiful.
All right, before we send you off on the Saturday night, one last look at your extended forecast. Yes, the chance of rain tomorrow, but you should be able to make your plans with confidence. It's not going to be until very, very late in the day that we start to see those showers. First half of Monday, looking for some rain. Then things clear out, looking really nice for much of next week. And then we're keeping an eye on the potential for wet weather next weekend. Overall, looking pretty nice.
Not too bad. Well, and then in the first half of the day tomorrow, get up to Green Bluff, maybe pick out those pumpkins, start carving them up. So pretty good weather for the first half at least.
Yeah, and the cooler weather will keep the pumpkins nice as well. You know, a couple of years ago, I was doing some carving, right? And we had a very warm October, and that did not go well.
Yeah, I imagine, those pumpkins didn't last very long.
I had quite a surprise going out there one day to take a look at it.
Thanks for being with us here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.